Okay, so with the recent announcement that Kraven the Hunter would be the last movie in the Spunk universe for at least 3 years, I went into Kraven the Hunter feeling rejuvenated, maybe even a bit hopeful. So I was going in and I was like, right, this might actually be a good movie. And I was sitting down and then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, no, this is, oh dear. Yeah, so I've seen Kraven the Hunter and it's not good. It is not Madam Web that. Madam Web is so bad that it's actually Oscar worthy. It deserves the worst film of 2024 Oscar. But we're talking about Kraven, so there's nothing inherently awful about Kraven. It's not a Morbius. It's not a Madam Web. But it doesn't function well as a Kraven movie. This kind of, if you want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson as James Bond with a bit of superpowers, that's what you kind of get in this film. This guy isn't really Kraven as such. Kraven is a Russian hunter. He lives for the hunt, okay? He is mean, he is ruthless, he is animalistic. And yes, Aaron Taylor Johnson is doing his best. He is moving like an animal. He is fighting people like an animal. When those things are incorporated into the film is banging. When he's like chewing noses, when he's hooking people in bear traps, when he's snapping people's like limbs off, that's when this movie is good. When he's in the comic accurate suit, that's when this movie's good. However, everything else is flat. Russell Crowe is in this film. He plays Kraven's dad, and really, he should be Kraven. He shows more of the Kraven personality. He speaks, he's Russian. He's not very loving towards his sons. He teaches them to live for the hunt and that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of thinking, you're not Kraven. Just like people are trying to say the same thing for Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in Joker 2, you're not actually Kraven. And the problem with this guy is that he's nice. He's a lovely, charming bloke. He'll walk in. There's a scene in the film where like he walks in to like this apartment or this big skyscraper, and he takes the lift and he's like, "Good morning," or something like that. And he's like, "How are you?" He's like, "Oh," and then like someone holds the door open for him, and he's like, "Thank you." Excuse me, Kraven's a villain. Ain't no way Kraven would be going, "Thank you." Kraven wouldn't even be taking a lift. He'd be climbing up the building. I think it was smart to give Kraven superpowers in this film. However, I don't think the film warrants it. Like, if he was going up against Peter Parker, I think then that would be like, oh yeah, let's give him the powers. But I think there are iterations of Kraven in the comics with no powers. It's just Kraven. Like, he's such a beast. But because he's not fighting Spider-Man, and because he's just going up against, like, regular dudes, per se, minus the Rhino at the end, it's kind of pointless. And he gets the superpowers to fight the Rhino. Now, the Rhino, I'm not... I don't know who's worse, Paul Giamatti's Rhino or this Rhino. The CGI is pretty bad. The fight is entertaining because you're looking at the screen and you're going, what's happening? What's going on? You're so confused. And I think I was just laughing, kind of going, what is this? There's nothing really big to spoil. There's a load of, like, little Spider-Man connections. Probably the most Spider-Man connections in a Sony movie that they didn't take out. But, like, I'm not spoiling the film for you. I don't even know if I'm going to do a full spoiler review because they put no effort into this film. Why should I put an effort into their review? And while we're at this, so I forgot to talk about Venom 3. So this is a double review. So Venom 3 is worse than this movie. It is the second worst movie in the Spunk universe. People were saying it's the best one. Yeah, it's the worst one, guys. There is no build-up. The start of the movie is Eddie going, oh, I'm a fugitive, but I don't want to live in Mexico anymore, so I'm going to blackmail this random judge, never established in the other 3 movies, and he's like, and we're going to tell him to clear our name with a little blackmail. I'm like, where's this judge come from? Why are we doing this? This feels so forced. Venom and Eddie get too wacky in this movie. I think, like, you know, the "we are Venom," like, they've been doing that for the 3 movies. How does Venom not know when to come in on the "we are Venom" line? I don't get that. All of the stuff with the other symbiote, dude, why didn't you give us Toxin? Like, why did you have to say that Toxin left the detective and you gave us this green-looking symbiote. No one wanted that. People wanted to see Toxin, or they wanted to see Toxin in the final battle. Waste of a character, waste of a build-up. The new scientist lady who gets the purple symbiote at the end, again, never built up. We're told that, I don't know, her and her brother wanted to be scientists, but her brother died in a tragic accident, and, like, she's been hooked on alien life form ever since. Dude, I don't care about this lady. I've just met her. All I care about is Venom and Eddie, or whatever's left to care about them. Mrs. Chen appears out of nowhere. She's like, Eddie Brock. I'm like, Mrs. Chen, what's up? Venom, while they have the codex in their brain, Venom goes, alright, I know I can't be out. I can't come out in full form, but you know what? I'm going to dance with Mrs. Chen, and I'm going to jeopardize our safety. What were the filmmakers thinking? And then, right, Noel, I knew this was going to happen, though. Noel was only in it for the start and the end. And that's it. There's no consequence in this film. Eddie and Venom blow up a plane. They never feel remorse. They never even mention the plane again. Eddie kills a man. There's no plot line for that. It's just a load of rubbish. And the final fight is a CGI mess. And they're all, like, forming together. And yeah, it's cool to see the other symbiotes, but they're not given personality. They're just there to tick a box. And Venom's death came out of bloody nowhere. And I was like, if anyone should have died in the film, it's Eddie, not Venom. Venom's like the symbiote. Venom can survive with a host. Why are you killing Venom? You should have killed Eddie. And then said that, like, Venom got a new host or whatever, if you wanted to continue these movies. But I really hope we never get another Venom movie under this Sony management. So, again, while we're here, I'm going to rank the Spunk Universe films, because, again, I've been thinking about that. So, in last place, we've got Madam Web. It's just a mess. Editing-wise, pace-wise, story-wise, acting-wise. Then we've got Venom the Last Dance. Again, another mess. Not as bad as Madam Web, but really, really bad. Morbius, oh my god, like, compared to those two, it's a peak movie. There are some scenes in here that I do like, and that I can get behind, but like, the final battle, that Matt Smith as the vampire, I just can't. I just can't. Third place, I got KRAVEN the Hunter. Again, there's not really a lot of competition. It's just here because it's more bearable than the other three. Second place, I have got Venom 1. It's the best story of the Spunk universe. Just a bit lackluster, but story-wise, it is the best. But it's kind of a guilty pleasure. Number 1, Venom Let There Be Carnage. Now, the only thing that I think was worthy to come out of all of this Spunk universe is Venom vs. Carnage. Not the movie. Venom 2, the movie. It's my favourite Venom movie because it's just goofy and it's weird, but it's not. It still kind of flows, not like Venom 3. But my main thing is seeing Carnage versus Venom on the big screen. That was epic. And that's why Venom 2 is number 1. Guys, are you sad to see the Spunk universe go? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.